Morning, grade 10s. I'm going to try something a little new, a little fresh maybe. I'm going to try doing a video here of the next type of factoring that I started to teach yesterday, and there's only 5 of us, so everyone needs a good solid review anyway. That's the assignment that I handed out yesterday, and I'm going to go over a little bit more today. And this is going to be the assignment that I'm going to hand out after I reteach. Okay, so we call this factoring trinomials in the form x squared plus bx plus c, which doesn't really mean a lot to you right at this moment, but I call it product sum, okay, which is what most math 10 teachers would refer to it, but I also give all of them a nickname, and this one I nickname salt and pepper. And I'm going to show you why in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to actually do a question, then we're going to go back and I'm going to show you why I think this little assignment is really important, because we have to remember some integer laws and some factors from our youth that are going to be really, really useful. Because if you can do this stuff right here is going to be super easy, okay? So there's a method to my madness. So I just want to show you a question, okay? And I'm going to show you why it's called product sum and why I call it salt and pepper. If I had a question like x squared plus 8x plus 7, and I want to factor this trinomial, okay? And by factoring, I mean I'm going to have 2 things that we multiply together and we get back to this original state. So product sum, this is going to be the product, and this is going to be the one we look for sum, okay? And the reason why I call it salt and pepper is because product sum, lots of kids mix up and they go, this is the product, this is the sum. So I'm going to remind you all the time that I'm going to call it salt and pepper. Okay, so we're looking for 2 numbers that when we multiply them together we get 7, but when we add them together we get 8. And I'm going to show you a very simple strategy that I use. It's not really going to be important for this question, but it's going to be a habit that you get into. So I want to write down all the factors of 7, and we know 7 is a prime number from the beginning of this unit. So we're going to go 1 and 7, and this is what I want to show you, okay? When we take 1 and we multiply it by 7, we get 7, but when we add 1 and 7, we get 8. Therefore, the 2 factors, okay, that are going to work for this situation are 1 and 7. So I simply go back over here now, and I go x plus 1, because that was a positive 1, and the other factor is going to be x plus 7, because that was a positive 7. And I just need to prove to you that these are the correct factors. If we went back to grade 9, okay, and we multiplied this through, we're going to verify the question. We get x squared plus 7x, and then we're doing double distribution here, plus x, or 1x if you want, plus 7. We gather up our like terms, we get x squared plus 8x plus 7, and lo and behold, we came right back to the beginning, so therefore we know that those 2 factors that we just came up with were correct. Okay, so let's try another one here. I'm going to make this a little exciting by using a's instead of x's, just living dangerously. Product is 18, sum is 11. Okay, remember salt and pepper. So now we only concentrate right now on the product part of things. So we're going to write down all the factors of 18. Some of you are going to be super good at this. Remember, I talked all grade 9 and beginning of grade 10 that our times tables are what makes us king here. Okay, so we go like this: 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. And now we're going to go back through and we're going to see which ones of these sets of factors can we get to also add up to 11. So they have to multiply out to 18, and we've already done that work. We know that. Now we're going to go back through. 1 plus 18, well, that's 19, so that's not going to work. 2 plus 9, bingo. We don't even have to go any further, because 2 times 9 is 18, but 2 plus 9 is 11. So now we've established our 2 factors. We just go back over to our trinomial, a plus 2 and a plus 9. Those are our 2 factors. If we wanted to verify, a times a is a squared, a times 9 is 9a. I want to write an x down there because that's what I'm used to using. 2 times a is 2a, and then lastly 2 times 9 is 18. We gather up our like terms, a squared plus 11a plus 18. Bingo, we picked the right ones. Okay, now am I going to require you to verify every single time? No, I'm not, but you might want to start with that, because that's going to be a way to establish that you're doing things correctly from the get-go. Now, we got to throw some negatives in here, okay? So this becomes important, because now we have to talk about things that we learned in our youth, okay? And by youth, I mean grade 9. All right. So Our product is going to be positive 6, but our sum is going to be negative 5. And so now you have to think about things. The only way you can get a positive product when you're using two factors is to go a positive times a positive or a negative times a negative. And there's no way you can take a positive and add it up to a negative. So we know that both of our factors are going to be negative in this case. Salt, pepper, just reminding you about that one. So let's write down our factors of 6, and there are not many. 1 and 6, 2 and 3. That's it. Okay, so now let's go back through. We've already established both of our factors have to be negative. So if I made a negative 1 and a negative 6, if I added those together, I would get negative 7. Well, that's not going to work, so I can eliminate those. If I have negative 2 and negative 3, if I multiply a negative 2 times a negative 3, I get a positive 6. If I add a negative 2 and a negative 3, I get a negative 5. So these are going to be my two factors that work. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to write down x minus 2 and x minus 3 as my two factors. Okay, I'm at 6 minutes here, so I'm going to stop this. I'm going to do another video of more examples, but this is what's going to get you started, okay? And I am A-okay with you texting me or adding comments on the Google Classroom for me to help you through this. We really need to press on. This factoring is going to be an important skill for you for the next few years in math. For sure, Mrs. Walschuk is using those daily, okay? All right, love you guys and I miss you.